All right, welcome everyone. This is the Google Tournament Finals, and I am super excited. Super excited. All right, except let's see. It looks like this is Team Kelthos on the left, and this will be Team SFW on the right. So I'm hoping that my overlay here is going to stay correct the whole time. Yeah. All right, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with the tournament that we had, I have a few games that I streamed previously. Um, these are the two top teams that made it through the playoff matches. Team SFW here, which is Team 2. Can I can't do that. Oh, that looks better. Um, Team SFW had a better record at the time. We played against both these teams, and I think they're both quite strong. So I think this is going to be a pretty good match. I think Team SFW is slightly favored, but this is going to be it's going to be an exciting time. All right. We don't have any pregame banter or anything. I'm also curious because I don't know. I don't think there are any games played in this tournament since the patch of Kel'Thuzad. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I know that that patch had a few changes, which are rather important. Um, obviously they nerfed a little bit of Chromie early game damage. Her win rate's just not quite the same right now. Um, yeah, only slightly favored. I'm sorry, guys. I would say it's going to be a pretty good match. When they faced off last time, I think the games are rather close. I didn't have a chance to watch all the replays because I couldn't find all of them. But yeah, I think it should be good. Anyway, uh, yeah. So with the Kel'Thuzad patch, I know that there were some nerfs to Chromie. Kel'Thuzad is quite a strong burst mage, so I'm not exactly certain how that's going to change the meta. There was a lot of these games either had double support or double warrior, which is very sustained. So I'm curious how things are going to change now with Kale. Really hoping to see him get busted out, or at least some of the other new heroes. All right, here we go. Infernal Shrines. Okay, so this is a map that involves point control and wave clear are both quite good. You need to be able to sustain on a point and kill a whole ton of little minions while preventing your opponents from doing so. So heroes with zone are good. Heroes with AoE are pretty good. And it's a larger map. Relatively, it has 3 lanes, so it's actually decent for a little bit of split pushing at the same time. So heroes like Abathur can actually be viable on this map. All right, we're looking at a valid ban. I think that's actually a good idea here. Let's see. These are not lined up anymore. Okay. Vala actually has, she can spec into some wave clear, and she has really good sustain. Plus, Kel'Thas has a pretty good Vala player on their team. I actually think they have more than one, actually. Alright, so what are we going to see from the other side? A ban on Sonya. Yeah, she's quite strong because she can sit on the shrines and suck up healing. Um, kind of curious to see what happens here. Oh, we got Jaina. With her recent changes, she has a lot better sustain DPS. Um, the cooldown reduction on Blizzard's going to be good here. Alright, and we have a Stukov Diablo immediately falling off. That is a great point control. Stukov, as some of you may know, can zone with silence. This is going to be that's a pretty strong front line. Diablo does have, he can spec into spell armor, so he actually is pretty decent against Jaina. Need a better Jaina skin. Yeah, yeah. Actually, the new Theramore Jaina skins I really like, and the demon one, of course. But this is an old favorite, the Frosty Winter Veil Jaina. All right. So what do we want to see against a Diablo Stukov? Diablo's gonna want to push in. Stukov has really good zoning, and he's weak to dive, as is Jaina. So let's see, they're going for a Greymane Dahaka. Okay, so Dahaka allows them to do a little bit more split pushing than the team, a little bit more macro, but he can always jump into the fight on the shrine. He has a good AoE. He's got a stun and a drag. Just all around solid pick. All right, so what are we going to follow up with the bans here against this team? Honestly, I would probably continue, like, ban a double warrior here, like ban an ETC, someone that combos with the Jaina to help protect the front line a little bit more. They go for the Malfurion, which that also makes sense. Malfurion can help zone control, but still, it's interesting because there are a lot of viable healers this patch, in my opinion. Uther still is top of the win rates, although I don't understand why exactly. And then I've seen a lot of Lucio in pro level play that actually is quite strong if you have good frontliners with a lot of health. But we don't really know what the rest of this composition is going to be. I like getting rid of Linara here. She has a lot of AoE poke that she can do if she specs into Splintered Spear. And getting rid of Malfurion, taking the Stukov, you don't have good sustained DPS damage against her. It would like force you to take Lucio, which I don't really think you want Lucio Greymane together without a second healer. Okay, so what do we got here now? What's going to be the bulk of this team? SFW is banning purely against Artemis, Vala, and Lunara. Yeah, she was pretty good at those. Yeah, if that's the case, I don't know if you want to ban against the person with the deepest hero pool, generally, though. I don't think that's quite a winning strategy, but maybe. Alright, they're going double frontline with the Li Ming for resets, so they're still missing... usually with Li Ming can get a ton of poke, but you need people to help finish off the damage. Diablo and Nubarak, really, really strong frontliner. They can help keep the Stukov safe. Stukov obviously can follow up on all the stuns. Diablo can flip people around, that sort of thing. They're still missing someone to actually finish the kills. You need to get the Li Ming resets for her to have value. And Infernal Shrines isn't necessarily her best map because the shrines have lots of little minions that get in the way of skill shots. So the Li Ming has to just play insanely well here. Insanely well. Okay. Who do we want here to counter this? Double front line. You have a Greymane against... He can chunk pretty well. And Nubarak and Diablo are both good against the Jaina, so... she's going to have a bit of a harder time. Alright, they go full dive. Tyrael Rhaegar. I like it. So Rhaegar is a healer who actually can give AoE abilities to people with his lightning shield, so he's really good on the shrines because, you know, Tyrael goes in, all of a sudden Rhaegar shields him. He's got a really good set of wave clear. He can walk all over the enemy team. He's got a decent health bar and some shields to help out. They have two options with Tyrael. They can go Sanctification for defense, if that's the way the game's looking, or they can go with the Judgment Dive and try to take out the Stukov. Or even Li Ming, right? Not sure which way they're going to go here. Usually with a comp like this, Tyrael, Rhaegar, Dahaka, Greymane, you play very aggressively. So I think they're going to go in with an aggressive Jaina. Our two weak points are going to be Jaina and Stukov here in the back lines. Let's see what they get here. Who's going to help Li Ming finish kills? Kel'Thuzad. Alright, so we got a double mage comp. This is exciting. I honestly have not played enough Hero League or Team League to know how Kel'Thuzad pans out in a more advanced match. So this is going to be exciting. Yeah. These are some good drafts. All right. So, important things to note here. The Dahaka is probably constantly going to be pressuring lanes, and we're going to have to see who matches up against him. Most likely it'll be the Nubarak. I kind of want to see Kael'thas take some odd rotations here to throw off the rotations on Team SFW, because I do think Team SFW generally has a stronger 4-man. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I still can't estimate how Kel'Thuzad does here. All right. So we have Artemis on Kel'Thuzad. We have Sarsati on Diablo. I'm probably saying all these wrong. We have Naxus on Li Ming, Eatmore Hufu on the Stukov, and Bearshu on the Anubarak. Over here we have. Oh man. Okay. Come on. Yeah, I'm getting some lag from the stream. Sorry, guys. We have Catstone on Rhaegar. We have Nida Lima on 9 Lives as Greymane. We got the Jaina as Hungry Godel. Gak on Tyrael, and Plebeian on Dahaka. Alright, so it's a 5-man scuffle. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Drag pull. That is a good disengage. That's good. Okay. Alright. So, we still have 5 here. Let's see what the landing scenario is. We got Stukov isn't going up. Jaina just cleared by herself. That is some lost experience right there. And we got we got Stukov against Dahaka. All right. Okay. Let's watch here a little bit. Oh, look at that Kel'Thuzad combo. That is beautiful. Okay. And the Tyrael keeps chasing. Cool. Nice disengage. All right. We have a collapse on bottom here. Okay. Just pushing him off. Nothing serious. You can actually see right now the slight experience lead that Team SFW has just from that one little bit of lost experience in the bottom lane from the early Jaina rotation. Right now they're just trying to pressure him off the minions. Alright, we got Plebeian against the Diablo. Plebeian was winning. Okay. We got an early rotation here from Greymane in. A little bit of scuffles here and there, but Looks like Tahaka's going to come right on the shrine. They're jumping right on top of it. So, alright. I think... Oh, we got a scuffle down here with Tyrael. He jumped in. They're going hard on Tyrael. Okay, and then they turned on Rhaegar. Alright, the tongue was missed by Tahaka, so that's looks like SFW is gonna back off for a little bit. We got some more scuffles going on here. Nubrak diving in. Alright, let's see this. Yep, tongue lands this time, but Nubrak gets out. Oh, nope. Tyrael got him. Alright, and now it looks like the rest of the team needs to back off. They do not have the best of disengage. Okay, we got some poking. Oh, look at that flank from Jaina. Alright. Tongue lands again on Diablo. But he's going to be just fine. Stukov's got jumped on. And now Diablo's trying to take care of both fronts here. Oh, beautiful route onto the Rhaegar, but not quite finishing him. Jaina keeps getting these flanked hits. Tyrael is deep. Yeah, alright. Look at that. Okay, well, it looks like Kael'thas has got to back off and defend this Immortal, but they go for a quick kill first. Well done. Alright. Tahaka goes straight back to lane, which is the right thing to do. You can see their experience is slowly raising here. If they manage to get a tower, which it looks like they won't because no one is actually backing up this Immortal. That was really good on Kael'thas' part, getting that kill on Raymain and keeping everyone super low. Kept him in the fight pretty well. Let's take a look up here. Watch this rotation. Tahaka's just playing it safe. Alright. So now middle is just... They managed to get just a wall with that Punisher. That was it. Let's see. Jaina against Kael'thas. This is a matchup I really want for Jaina to win every time because I'm a Jaina fan. It's good to see Artemis stay alive there. Full rotation. Alright. Did they zone off? They did not manage to zone off too much XP. The story on top is a little bit different. Alright. So back to some laning. Now in those team fights, if you noticed, one of the things which Team SFW did, which was beautiful, was they kept having flanks down here while the rest of the team was engaging up top. So they would wait for Team Kael'thas to dive a little bit too deep and then come in with a really hard-hitting flank. And they kind of had someone helping Jaina peel a little bit at the same time they had someone else engaging. Ooh, this looks like Diablo got a combo. And then the tongue lands. Alright. Sorry I missed that. I was a little distracted. Okay. Let's see. We got some wave clear going on. More fights. We got a Merc camp going on in the bottom, which should be good. It looks like Team SFW is not going to have anyone down here to deal with it. Tahaka is out of position, so hopefully that can get a lot of value during the Shrine fight. We're not quite down a full level here, but I think the death of this tower will bring them up to 9. Team Kael'thas can engage here. They have enough of a window to engage before Team SFW gets their 10s. So we gotta see them go in hard and grab a kill. If Team SFW splits like that again, I'm hoping to see Team Kael'thas adapt and have kind of a split front and then collapse on the people who are flanking. Yeah, this is looking a lot better so far. The Diablo's down here at the bottom, launching the Jaina. Alright. We going on Tahaka. Rhaegar comes in. We got... Ooh, that was a nice orb, but yeah, Anubarak was a little bit too deep. Now they managed to get SFW pretty low, except one of them backed. This is their only opportunity to get that shrine. They have about 10 seconds before level 10 hits for Team SFW, and then they're gonna need to get back. All right, Disengage on Jaina during the tongue was nice. There's no follow-up from Team SFW. Unfortunately, went a little bit too deep, and the rest of the team flanked and punished. I think we're going to lose Diablo here, and we might lose more. Oh, that was a good turnaround. Beautiful. Yeah. Alright, and now it's 9 into 10. SFW just needs to get healthy and defend this thing. Or not SFW, sorry, Kel'Thas. Alright, there's the jump. Bring it back into the fort. And I think that if they're going to defend this as 5, they almost need to run. They got their 10s, so I would move past this Immortal and dive on their team. They have no tank right now. Alright, window's gone. They did manage to drag it into their keep wall, which is nice in that they give up a fort that was probably already dead, but they do not have to engage the Immortal at the same time as the enemy team. Alright, we're on equal footing. I think Team Kel'Thas needs to force some kind of a fight or get some kind of an advantage here. Possibly catch someone out of position. Let's see what the plan is. They're going to check that. Yep, safely. So they see the camp. What's going to be the plan here? This is a nice little choke point for them, and they do have good zone control, which is what they are going to do. Alright, Diablo gets the tongue lands. He gets dragged. Oh! Cocoon's down. What are they getting? Oh, that was a good ring. Look at that. That Cocoon's off. And Team Kel'Thas goes down. Nubrak gets out. That is one of the problems with going into choke points against a Jaina. You give her all the opportunity to land a really good ring. And there's not really many places you can go. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. That was a beautiful escape. Okay. This fort's gonna go down. Meanwhile, we got some clear here. Tahaka, just free pushing. Looks like Diablo's getting back some stacks. And just kind of dealing with things. Now, one thing that is important to note is that Tyrael did use Judgment to dive on that Anubarak. So there is a 30-second window here during the Shrine in which Judgment will not be used. Unfortunately, Ring will be coming off cooldown, but Ancestral Healing is down, and Team Kel'Thas has all of their heroics. So if they can get a good engagement into the Shrine, we'll be in good shape. They are down the talent tier, so this has got to be... They got to start punishing some of this flanking that's being done. Unfortunately, with all this merc pressure, it's going to be rough, but... Alright, we got an engage onto the Tahaka. We got the flip, the drag, the pull. Tahaka just uses his trait and goes in the thing. Oh, we got a ring, but it only hits Diablo. That is the best possible scenario. Diablo's still alive. Stukov, however, goes down as the rest of the enemy team dives on him, and Diablo chases Jaina to his death. Kel'Thas is unable to defend himself as the entire enemy team is right in front of him. And Li Ming is just gonna try to poke safely from a distance and drag the Punisher into their wall. Fortunately not over the wall, because that would be more of a free defense. Now we just got to be careful that the Punisher cannot jump on her and see her, because that will be a deadly Ming if the rest of their team has followed up the way that they have previously. Looks like they weren't looking for the kill. Alright. Okay. The defense continues, and Team SFW just backs off. Meanwhile, you'll notice Tahaka goes immediately back to lane. Just clearing up the Merc pressure that had been on top, chunking away at that fort. And the rest of the team continues pressuring. Alright, so they're up 2 talent tiers, about to be just 1 talent tier. There's 1 Merc on the map. Is there anywhere else that Team SFW can be exerting pressure right now? I think what I want to see them do is push with this Merc camp. Just because it's going to force... What you want to do right now is prevent Team SFW from being able to get experience and catch up in the game. What Team SFW wants to do is safely soak every single lane to try to rapidly improve their experience, and if they can get a read on where their opponents are, catch one of them out of position and kill them, right? Like, ganks are one of the biggest comeback mechanisms you have here. Unfortunately, Team SFW won't let them have that. They're setting up a party bush. And here's the collapse. Okay. We missed the tongue. Jaina gets engaged on. Ice blocks. Now, we have... Wow. I mean, just look at this damage here. Alright, are they going to try to end it? I think they are. Let's see how this goes. I mean, they're level 17. There's only a Li Ming. Li Ming is the miracle defender, generally. But I think there's just too much damage on the side of SFW. And that is going to be game. Alright, well, now we have numbers. Yeah. Wow. Numbers. I'm just curious on talent builds here. So, new Jaina, Fingers of Frost, of course. And then Ice Lance. Alright. Ice Barrier and Northern Exposure. Looks like they're going to take first pick for the next game. What else did we have here? The other build I wanted to check was the Kel'Thuzad build. Blighted Frost. Flag 3 Kel'Thuzad. Glacial Spike. Obviously Shadow Fitter. That is such a beautiful heroic. And then Chains of Ice. Okay. Cool. Now we're just waiting for the next game. Yeah, so as I'm reading in chat, somebody mentioned that the dives and flanks that were SFW pulled KT away from the Shrine objective. Yes, that's true. One of the things, though, that, like, given how dive heavy the SFW composition was, and that you had double mage on the other side, you do need to protect your mages pretty heavily. So it is really hard to get onto the point as the other team is diving past your front line into your back line. If your warriors can't kill their mages before their warriors kill your mages, you have to kind of rethink your strategy and pull something else. So I think, like I was saying, I think in that game what they needed to try to do was punish those flanks as often as they could and dive backwards onto the people diving them, get a quick kill. The problem is, who do you have to kind of hold off all of the aggression coming in from them, right? You got a Diablo. He can flip around one person. You got the Anubarak, though. So those stuns are super critical. Probably, unfortunately, had to be used only for defense. There were a lot of good moments, though, in those team fights from both sides. A lot of cool plays. I still really like the Anubarak burrow away from the Judgment. That was clutch. Okay, so we're just going to hold up tight here. I'm going to take a quick water break. Alright, so we have some chat from you guys. If you have anything you want to say about that previous game, we can discuss it. Let's see. We got Mike says, what's interesting is when KT was trying to collapse on the diver, Jaina's ring froze the KT's warriors, allowing SFW to continue to KT's backline. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Those rings were freezing the warriors in place. More importantly, though, if you watched how much it chunked the warriors down, they were actually melting pretty quickly. Even when the ring failed, it was still effective, and the stats show it. They held Artemis to very low damage numbers. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The mages were not able to be that quite as effective as you would have hoped, right? I still do think, like, on a map like that, I would rather see like a Genji over a Li Ming if you're looking for resets. Mostly just because Li Ming is so skill shot reliant, and there are so many things in the way of landing those skill shots. It's just you have to perform so well compared to other things. Unfortunately for them, the Grey Main was stolen at that point, so they couldn't go for the Grey Main resets. I think generally that's a pretty good Grey Main map as well. Yeah, I agree. Double mage comps are hard to pull off. I'm kind of surprised we saw one, honestly. Especially given the meta is still super sustained. I think, well, like, one reason I think Jaina's win rate has gone up with her rework is because her sustain is better with the new builds. I honestly was expecting if one of these teams went double warrior to see a double support composition. If I recall from our team in the tournament, we actually lost to a few of those. It was a little... Anyway, here we go. We got a new lobby. I hope everyone's on the same side. Otherwise, I got to change these overlays quick. And they are. Okay. So, once again, Team Kelthas on the left, Team SFW on the right. If Janice picks next time, please let us know when she completes her Ice Block quest. I will. I kind of thought the little banner would be up here. We'll keep an eye on it for next time. Alright, Tomb of the Spider Queen. This is actually a really good Jaina map. So hopefully there is Jaina in this one. This map is really, really heavy on rotations and controlling 2 turn-in points. These games can take a really long time or a very short time. I've not really had a bunch of in-the-middle games. Alright, so the Sonya's ban. I feel like that's super targeted. Let's see if we see a Vala ban again. Or if they go after that Kel'Thuzad. Are they going to be worried about the Kel'Thuzad, or are they going to counter it? Nope, they go after the Vala. Yeah, Jaina first pick. This used to be one of her best maps, and I feel like it still is. Ooh, Gul'dan. Alright, so the Mage on Mage Wars continue. I am glad to see Kel'Thas pick up the Jaina. Um, Jaina against Gul'dan. Gul'dan can outrange the Jaina quite heavily. Little bit harder for him to deal with people right up in his face. Whereas I feel Jaina is better if you have dive heroes right on your face. So we'll have to see if Kael'thas goes with the aggressive comp this time. The only danger to Gul'dan, of course, is once he gets Horrify at level 10, your positioning as a team gets really, really, really hard because he catches you at the right moment and he creates the opportune moment for everyone to follow up and kill your entire team. All right, we got a Nazebo, so Team SFW is going for a more late game strategy. Yeah. So in the chat, someone wants both KTs. I think. Oh, Preston does. So yeah, that'd be awesome. I don't even know what I would say there, but I doubt we're gonna do KT because we got Mage, we got Sustain. Looks like we're going all wave clear here. Yeah, Nazebo's gonna scale real well into the late game. Early game, he's a little bit weaker, so let's see if Team Kael'thas will go for that super aggressive early game strategy. Something like an ETC. No, it looks like they're going into the double support instead. Okay. Ooh, okay. Good. So, we actually could be going with a super aggressive early comp now. This is good. We got a Tassadar who can enable other hard carry heroes really well. He's got good AoE clear. Jaina has good AoE clear. ETC has really good frontline control. He can knock people around. He can stun people. ETC Jaina is just a wonderful combo. When I play Jaina, I always want a good ETC. You get someone who can knock people into your blizzard, and it is very scary. So this is a really, really strong front line here. We're going to have to see what Team SFW builds into with their back line. And they banned the Stukov for the zone control. Honestly, I don't really think Stukov would have been that great in this comp. Just because this is a comp that's going to want to move. They need a lot of mobility, and Stukov is not that person. Alright, they're going to ban the Greymane. So, since Team SFW already has two heavy damage dealers, what does this Greymane ban say? It says either we don't think your Greymane player has picked a hero yet, or we're probably going to pick a second warrior. I do really hope this is a Task Tracer combo. That is something fun to watch. Okay, so if you are Tomb of the Spider Queen, you know that the enemy team has some pretty good rotation, but you have two of the best kind of sit back and defend a lane characters in the game. They're very good at clearing out the objective and nullifying it. So what do you go into from there? They're playing this long haul game. They can counter a strong early game, but you need a little bit of front line, a little bit of pressure here for your late game characters. You know, Gul'dan and Nazebo, you do not want to get people on top of them. Nazebo has a little bit of self-peel. A Varian, beautiful. Nobody wants to get close to Varian. And a Malfurion to help with the zones. Alright, so we do have a very high sustain comp here. This is a lot different than that last comp. Varian, also, his early game is just not quite as strong as his late game. His late game is insane. So we now have a very strong early game setup against a very strong late game setup. So once again, is Kael'thas going to double down on the early game and try to win it before it hits anywhere near the late game? Or are they going to try to bounce themselves out with some late game heroes? I don't know. Yeah, that's also a good point. ETC has Mosh Pit, so Malfurion has an interrupt for that. Gul'dan Horrify can interrupt Mosh Pit. It's a bit expensive, but you know, if you need it, totally an option. Oh, this is beautiful. This is okay. So Tassadar Lunara, I mean, that is a pairing that works. Not the biggest fan of it, except for the fact that I think Artemis will be playing Lunara, and that is insane to deal with. She was really fun to lane against during the tournament, so I'm looking forward to that. This Lucio is beautiful. This team, their goal is to just out-sustain this DPS. This is a lot of sustained DPS. Lucio with his heals, you know, he can keep up with it during all the skirmishes. If you go for hard engage, once he hits level 10 and gets sound barrier, he can keep his team up real strong. You got Tassadar to help with any kind of burst damage you see out of the enemy team. And we get a Rainer. So once again, super sustained DPS. These guys, this is going to be, I believe this is going to be a more heavily macro-focused side here. And we're going to see a bit more aggression out of Team Kael'thas. So let's see if Team Kael'thas, with this Lucio, the ETC, the Jaina, and the Tassadar, are they going to be able to rotate? Are they going to be able to get the kills they need to take over the early game and just snowball? We'll find out. All right, we're going to this overlay. If this overlay is annoying, please let me know. You know, not everyone wants to look at a bunny all day long. Alright, we got Plebeian on Varian. We have we have Swift X on Nazebo. We have Catscan on the Malfurion, and we have 9 lives on the Rainer. I believe 9 lives was a Grey main before. And Hungry Godel on the Gul'dan. Hungry Godel, if he positions as aggressively as he did with Jaina last time, that'll be interesting. Alright, we got Artemis and the Lunara. Awesome. We have Bearshoe on the ETC. We have Nexus on the Jaina. And Eat More Hafu on the Lucio. And finally, we have Cersei on the Tassadar. Tassadar, one of my favorite characters to play in this game. Okay. Scuffle, scuffle, scuffle. Poke, poke. Wait, yeah, I need to see more of these sprays, guys. Where are the taunts? Alright, so wave clear against wave clear. Decent horrify. Okay, and the Gul'dan looks like he's going with Echoed Corruption. So one important thing to watch here is how this Gul'dan lanes. He's going to want to try to hit as many of the enemy heroes as possible. So him staying here for in this lane. Oh, looks like he got one. Okay. The rotation's top mid. One thing that's important to note here, if you watch these rotations, it looks like Team SFW is doing the non-standard rotate to bottom and push off your bottom laner. Meanwhile, Team Kael'thas owns these top rotations. Now, you notice here, Team SFW feels completely comfortable laning straight through the turn-in point, which is actually beautiful because that means they're going to have vision to deny turn-ins. I do want to see, I think Kael'thas has the stronger early game. Yep, and this is an example right here. Look at these health bars, look at that health bar, right? You catch them on the rotation. Yeah, I want to see Kael'thas stay in this zone here. They need to own these 2 lanes, back and forth, through the objective. If they can control that point, control the vision, prevent the turn-in, It looks like Artemis is having a little bit of trouble here against the Gul'dan. That is not entirely unexpected. Not entirely unexpected, but that means that it's all the more reason why Team Kael'thas needs to own these top 2 lanes so they can send someone down to help out the Lunara. We do not want to let Gul'dan have free reign down here to rotate up and attack your 4 men. Here's the current scuffle. Zebo's rotating in. Is he going to get anything done? Ooh, that was a pretty decent zombie wall attempt, but Lucio is slippery. Alright, Gul'dan gets the gems turned in for free. Alright, we got some scuffle up here. We got these minions coming down. Now we're going to have a rotation through each other. Let's see what they do. Oh, they go in, they try to stop the turn in. Yeah. Okay. Nothing too serious so far. Looks like Rainer's passive kicks in, ETC gets out safely, but Naz is going for the aggressive flank here. Alright, unfortunately Kael'thas's health bars are a little bit low. Give him a few moments and Lucio will have that taken care of. Plebeian gets the turn in. Alright, this Naz is out of position. Let's see what happens here. Come on. Alright, unfortunately they dive Lucio at the same time. That is a beautiful response. But Lucio does make it out. He's a one slippery dude. How is this Gul'dan against Lunara matchup going? It looks like towers are almost out of ammo here. And the Gul'dan is just happily sitting at full health. So we need to see, now that these guys got a kill, are we going to get any advantage out of that? I think not. Okay. The rotational games continue. And Team SFW gets the first turn in. Alright, so where is the scuffle going to be? We got this going on here. Just... You know, if Lunara had drained life, this whole thing would be reversed. Okay. So we got... Let's watch the scuffle here. It looks like they're going to pressure mid real hard. ETC gets caught in the zombie wall and cannot power slide out of it. That was a beautiful zombie wall off the roof. Okay, so it looks like there's a 5-man defense here against the 4-man. That is not quite what you want to see. And here what you're seeing is the exact concern we had with if the early game isn't strong enough from Team Kael'thas, they do not have the same kind of defensive capabilities as the enemy team. So not only is are Naz and Gul'dan really good at defending against spiders, they're also really good at sieging with spiders. Then you throw in a Rainer there, and you know, I always forget about this hero because he's just not played that well. But this is another thing that he succeeds is pretty good at. With his range, he's actually pretty good at helping zone people away from defending an objective. He can stick with his warrior and just, you know, continually poke. And I believe he does more damage than Lucio can heal. Oh, they got the gank on the Gul'dan. Sorry, I missed that. Alright, we got to turn in from Jaina. So now Team Kael'thas has to make a hard decision, right? Do you turn in to deny your opponents a turn in before 10? Or do you save it and wait? It looks like they're going to turn in. So they're fighting a 9 versus 10 battle. Now, if they can manage to get 2 minion waves, I think that it'll be 10 on 10. But unfortunately, if you watch what just happened, right? They got zoned off. It's 9 against 10, so they cannot engage real hard. Oh man, Naz is going to get this fort off of us too. Alright, so now they're going to get 10 in time for this engagement, but this spider's already taken a quarter health. Alright, they're going for the Rainer. Okay. Gank attempt does not happen. We got Naz. Naz gets the defense for free. You can see that spider down bottom if you see his health bar. It's gone now. This is the only spider left, and Rainer's just gonna poke away at it. But here's a collapse. Let's see what happens. They couldn't quite get to him before he got into those walls. Team Kael'thas really needs to get these walls down. This would be a different story if they had a little bit of opportunity to chase Lucio. Obviously, with his speed boosts, he benefits from having longer distances to safety and longer distances to objectives because he can enable his team to outrun the enemy. And then once you get slow... Oh, that flank was a little rough. I don't think they expected to have the rest of the team right there. Ring hits the Malfurion. Alright, we got to jump over on the... Oh, look at that mosh. A 4-man mosh, but everyone was dead to follow up. Alright. And there are enough gems for a turn-in, so they're going to get a turn-in off of this. And I think they should be able to get one keep if they play their cards right here. Now let's see. We got... Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. Distance to safety with the Lucio. If they can manage... No. Break it down was about a half a second too late. And again, trying to chase down a variant that has invulnerability or protected with shield wall with a Jaina is a bit rough because he can shield wall through most of your blizzard. Oh, Taunt's gonna catch out the Tassadar, and that's the end of him. Alright, so here's that Horrify caught right at the end of that. Just enough to prevent the ETC from trying to power slide away. And we got Heroics coming back online. Let's see, when does Rainer throw out the zoning Hyperion? Are they going to make a core play here? I mean, they could. It's a bit early, but they could. They still have 2 Web Weavers pushing down a fort, or keeps. So, looks like they're going double keep play. Double keep play. Alright. ETC comes in, but gets taunted. The ring hits 2. The sound barrier misses Jaina by about 1 range, and misses the ETC by a full second. Okay. Here comes the Lunara, and the taunt is enough to secure that kill with all the DPS behind it. I believe she got hit with some spiders and some corruption. Speaking of which, I forgot to check. Echoed Corruption. Do we have an Echoed Corruption? Jaina does not have requests. We do not have Voodoo Ritual, and we still have 11 on Echoed Corruption. Alright, it is now 16-12. Things are looking dire for Kael'thas. They do not have a full turn in here for Team SFW, so that's good. The lanes are pushed enough that they should be able to safely soak experience, but we're making a boss play, and we have an unprotected core. So, ETC does have Mosh Pit off cooldown. If he can manage to get in and get the Mosh before he gets interrupted. Unfortunately, everyone can interrupt this ETC on the enemy team. Oop, the silence does hit. The boss is taken by the enemy team, and looks like Kel'Thas will get fully team wiped. They did manage to take down Gul'dan there. I heard the Horrify go off, but I was watching the boss battle. So it looks like 2 of them managed to take out the Gul'dan while the rest of them fought for point control. And I think this will be game. Right, observers can't talk to them. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was fun. We can see the stats here. They're numbers. Once again, you can see these guys got zoned out of damage pretty well. You can see there wasn't a whole ton of healing on either side. The game just didn't last long enough for that. So yeah, that variant pick actually was beautiful. In terms of countering the bursts from the Jaina. You know, if Jaina drops her combo into variant, that is your best case scenario. You have a lot of characters that have decent sustain. Naz, Gul'dan with his life drain. Naz can, I believe he got this spider talents. Yes, so he has health from his spiders. And then you have the Rainer, who just, his passive gives him health. They all have really good sustain. Yeah, that game needed to be dominated in the early game. Unfortunately, that was a really hard thing to execute, in my opinion. So, congrats to the winners, Team SFW. Those are some really good games. Thanks for letting me cast, and look forward to seeing you all later. Have a great night, everybody. Alright, everyone, I'm wrong. It's best of 5. Yeah, that's right. During the during the season, it was best of 3. So I got it all wrong. Anyway, we're just gonna wait for the next lobby. I also did want to cut the videos out between games, and I forgot to last time. Just to have a nice stopping point for the live video. So anyway, apologize if I confused you and you thought it was the end of the whole series, but it is not. We got one more game. Okay, let's go into draft mode here. What do I think K2 can do to counter SFW? I actually think that both of these matches, SFW has had a stronger composition for the map in question. So I think what KT needs to do is kind of see the composition that's coming from Team SFW and try to either figure out what their strategy and counter needs to be and play that strategy. Like last game, you know, if they had owned those rotations top and mid and been a little bit more aggressive through the middle, I think the early game would have gone a bit differently. if they had managed to continue rotating and get the experience, I think that would have been a really good thing. The problem they had was they actually had a Lunara into a Gul'dan matchup in the bottom. I think you might have wanted something like a Leoric or someone with a little more sustain for that 1v1, or you had to change your rotations so that you could support the Lunara. Because if you lose the rule in that kind of a setup where you have the hyper aggressive early game comp, you have to win the 4-man and be even on the 1-man, or you have to win the 1-man and be even on the 4-man. Otherwise, you're just not going to have a good time late game. So unfortunately, their 4-man did not like take the aggression that I wanted to see. They had like an early game kill, but it wasn't such that they could continue dominating those rotations. So I think there, if you watched the two compositions and saw how it played out, you know, Kael'thas was unable to deliver on the strategy they had. So in this game, we have a Cursed Hollow map. This can be a very macro focused game. What I think I want to see from Team Kael'thas, I'm going to expect a ton of aggression from Team SFW. Just that is their playstyle, is to be aggressive. So you can do one of two things here. You can either play kind of a poke macro game where you try to punish the enemy team when they run as a 4-man or 5-man. Or you try to take the aggressive comp and don't let them get the heroes they need for that. Make sure that your heroes play against their aggression better. What does that mean on this map? That means I think I want to see a global from both teams. I want to see them prioritize that. Dahaka obviously is a good team fighting global. You can get in, get the tongue, get a quick kill. Falstad is also very good on this map for the same reason. You know, he can rotate unexpectedly, get a gank. He can gust to disengage. I think for Kael'thas, given the way their team's been running, I think the disengage might be a bit better. Grabbing the Falstad. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. They're gonna ban the Gul'dan. All right, a respect ban. The Gul'dan was significantly chunking their team, and I do understand not wanting to have a lane matchup into it. I believe Artemis is actually, from what I've seen, has been the solo laner, and is pretty good against most other solo lane heroes. That Gul'dan was a little bit of a problem. Naz gives KT a really hard time with spiders and walls. Gave. Kael'thas. Yeah. The spiders and the walls were pretty good. I saw a few people get caught. The Naz actually had a pretty aggressive positioning there. Alright, so they're going to take the Naz for Kael'thas again, and the Jaina ban. I like it. Okay, so Jaina can be good on this map because of the narrow choke points where you fight around objectives. Nazebo is also good for the same reason, because it's a little bit easier to land some of your skill shots. You can zone with the zombie walls. More importantly, an important thing in Cursed Hollow is if you go for a macro focused game, where you want to be kind of split pushing and trying to outvalue your opponent over time, wear down their buildings, your goal is to just poke the objective and prevent the enemy team from doing anything near the objective without dying. So you want to have a team that can fight a 4 into 5 or a 3 into 4 and still get that soak without dying. You got to do it safely. Unfortunately for them, Team SFW picking the Stitches and the Morales. Morales just got a rework, and her grenades are insane for displacement. If you have a Stitches hook land and Morales can follow that up, this is going to be a scary time for Team Kael'thas. They are going to be very, 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 very conservative with positioning, because if Stitches gets a hook and Morales is there to follow it up, you can be assured that person is in trouble. Honestly, what I want to see here is a Medivh. I don't know if Kael'thas has a Medivh player, but I really want to see something to help deal with the positioning that Stitches will force. All right, here's another beautiful thing. We got a Li Ming. Li Ming is really, really, really good at poking objectives and stalling them. Varian, with his invulnerability, can actually survive a whole lot of DPS, and he has his Q, which can delay an objective. So it looks like Team Kael'thas is going for a macro delay strategy, and we have Team SFW going for the aggression as expected. Lieutenant Morales keeps everyone alive forever. You got the displacement of the Stitches hook, and then you have a Q, or sorry, grenade from Morales. One of the nice things about the rework with Morales is you should be able to burst through Morales' healing. Unfortunately, I don't think Li Ming is the best at that either. If she can land her Qs, all of the Qs, easily, then yes, you can burst through Morales. But man, I'd rather see a KT and either of the KTs or a Jaina against a Morales. Just their burst is just a lot more consistent to be able to take down someone who's being healed by Morales. Alright, and we're seeing a Diablo ban, so they do not want a double frontline. That's... Oh, never mind, it's the Sonya. Yeah, Sonya, again, you know, especially if Team SFW has a good Sonya player, a good Sonya is pretty terrifying. She can actually deal with waves pretty well in this map. She has a good solo lane matchup, probably going to be against the Nazeebo in a solo lane, if there were a Sonya. So that makes a lot of sense. Especially if with a hyper comp, you get a Sonya engaging on your back line that you do not want. That would really hurt your ability to just poke the objective, because Sonya can stand in your team, heal off of all of you, and kind of chunk you away. She might not kill you all, right? But she should be able to chunk you enough that Morales can get to her and heal her. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is beautiful. Alright, so you get an Illidan. Illidan actually has an insane ability to push lanes. Insane. You have a Murky, who is probably one of the better laners in the game right now. You can punish him if you have someone babysit him, which they'll have to do, and always try to deal with his egg. I actually don't remember the interaction between Nazeebo spiders and Murky egg or Murky pufferfish, if the spiders will attack the puffer, because if they don't, Nazeebo is going to have a hard time against the Murky. Man, this is awesome. Murky's also good at delaying objectives. Not that Team Kael'thas really cares, because they're going to want to delay, but Murky and Illidan can both split push in different lanes very effectively. Together they're effective, and you're going to have to send 2 people to deal with any one of them. Alright, and on the other side we have a Diablo and a Lucio. So, sustain healing to help deal with the Morales. Illidan is actually a sustained damage dealer. Murky sustain. Nova. Alright. Alright. Okay, so, yeah, I actually, honestly, I kind of like this this Nova. It's a troll comp. You have all sustained damage and displacement on their side. And over here on Team Kael'thas, you have a sustained healer If Nova makes sure she doesn't target Varian or Diablo and picks off the Naz and the Li Ming, or the Lucio, she'll have a pretty good time. She can provide slows. She can make sure Illidan sticks to people and just chunk damage from far away. She can rotate silently. This is going to be a hilarious game. It's pretty much all of the annoying characters in one team. Okay, so Diablo and Varian, man, they can sort of deal with an Illidan, but I don't really think. All right. Don't really think that it's the strongest. All right. Okay. Plus we have yeah. Swift X on Murky, Gak on Nova, Cat Scan on Lieutenant Morales, Hunger Godel on Stitches, their mage player, and Plebeian on Illidan. We have Sarsate on Diablo, Eatmore Hafu on Naz, Artemis on Lucio, Bearshoe on Varian, and Li Ming is played by Nexus. Or Nexus. Oh! There's a Nova. That... the scouting drone taking a lot of damage. Alright, for the scouting hollow image. Okay, you notice Murky and Illidan go directly to lanes. Beautiful. Team Kael'thas does have the stronger 4-man right now. This Illidan, let's just check and see. Did he manage to... He did not manage to deny any experience. Nope. Okay. Good. Oh, and Murky comes down. I was a little delayed there. The Nova gank. We gotta follow this Nova. This is gonna be some exciting stuff here. Alright, Nova's coming mid, so let's just pay attention here. You got a Varian against an Illidan up top. You know. Oh, there's the hook after the grenade. Just keep him in the fight. We got the illusion to draw some ammo shots from the tower. For tower ammo. And we got Nova and Lucio just walking past each other. And he... Alright. I think the Nazebo might have sniffed that one out. I think the Nazebo sniffed it out. Let's see. Let's see what he does. I'm gonna step up. Oh. Just shooting him in the face, point blank, you know. Ain't no business. Okay, here we got Plebeian and the Varian. Probably really frustrated to be the Varian at this point. He has almost gotten that tower. Oh, and now with the Morales, this is okay, so we just had a Nova drive-by. We got the Varian straight into the Morales, and the entire team is coming in, but they should know about it because of that Nova. Unfortunately, for them, there's a kill. Alright, Lucio gets drug out of position. Let's see if he can heal himself up in time for this objective. Everyone's coming in for the objective, so no one is trying to soak and stall. We also do not have anyone zoning for Diablo. Here they go. Now the zoning comes into play. Varian does have his protected because they hit 4. Alright, and it looks like Naz managed to kill the Murky. So good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. Illidan's going to clean this up top. I think Lucio's just going to slow heal the Varian. And do we have other exciting action going on? Murky is managing to get some tower shots here. We got a Nova. Let's see if she walks straight up into someone's face and shoots him again. That would be amazing. We just have some Murky slapping going on. One of my favorite animations. Oh, look at that. The hook lands. Unfortunately, Nova had already used her combo, so there was no follow-up or slow. And Naz is free pushing. Beautiful. Okay. So both teams are on super even footing here. The Nova's being a sneaky one. Let's see. I really want to see this Nova get some work done. Alright. Bear Shoe going after the medic straight up instead of dealing with the Illidan. That is the right call. Get the medic off of there and then you can deal with Illidan. Oh, and we have a super hard engage onto the hologram again. Okay. So now everyone rotates back to get more experience. I am really impressed at how even this experience is this game. Wow, look at that. So Artemis gets caught by the hook again. If these hooks keep landing later on, that's gonna be a different story. Okay. Alright, we got Naz on Murky. I want to see how this is doing. Murky appears to be doing quite well. He did go with slime talents, so let's see. Let's just check on the slime talent stacks here. 3 stacks so far. If he manages, I mean that's 30 stacks, which is pretty rough to get. If he manages to get that stacked up, it's gonna be good stun from the Diablo, but the medic is there. All right, Murky's coming in from the back, trying to get those stacks. Looks like he misses. All right. Diablo gets pulled and re-engages on medic. Beautiful. Beautiful kill. The Murky is down and the Li Ming resets are going. Alright, can Lucio stop the Illidan? Yes, he can. Okay. Nova gets zoned away by a bajillion little frogs. Or I guess those are spiders. Alright, we do not have the zoning that I want to see. When you are pulling an objective, you need to sit someone here and sit someone here and make sure they zone away as much poke as they possibly can. I think they forgot about the Nova. Alright, cool. So, we got 4-man pressuring in the bottom lane. They better be getting this fort. We got Varian soaking all the XP top. One of the things that's important to remember about a curse, you get free experience from all of these minions dying. As much as you possibly can, if you can get all 3 lanes of experience, it is a good thing to try. So if you're comfortable with a 3-man into the enemy team's 4-man, you should try to do that to try to get all that experience. However, I totally understand them not willing to do this. Looks like Varian's getting engaged on. His protected will be good enough to keep him alive. He's just going to sit here and soak up the free XP. Alright, so Team Kael'thas has about closing on a level lead. 10 is here for both teams. We got a fort down. Oh, engaging through the green goo. I guess with a Lucio that's not such a big deal because you can heal almost all of it up. And the hook is dodge. Nice blind hook. Let's see. That's the real Nova. Alright, and we have some disengage. Everyone splits off. Alright, Diablo is coming in on this Illidan. Looks like Murky's coming in for full-on scuffle. We might have a 5-on-5 here in middle. Interesting. Oh, look at that. There it goes. The fish are out. We got a taunted Illidan. We got the sound barrier connecting. Murky goes down, but will Diablo join him? Oh, a triple tap. Oh my gosh, that is full-on Nova Troll. Alright. Triple tap into protected Varian. Not sure that is the best of options, but maybe they're hoping to kill everyone else. I do not know. And unfortunately, they cannot get another kill for Kael'thas. Diablo's back because When he has 100 souls, he turns into Murky. Almost legitimately when he comes back, because he's going to be weak sauce Diablo right now. Looks like Nova is looking for the flank. Gonna steal these camps and keep going. Notice Team SFW going straight back to lanes. They are trying to make up for this experience gap as fast as they can.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling.
Alright. Neither team really has an opportunity to get 13 before this tribute, so we're going to be on pretty even talent here. It looks like Team SFW is set up early. Just got a lot of posturing around here. Stitches is going to try to zone for his team. Varian just does not feel safe going for that delay. Oh, but we got an Illidan hunt halfway across the screen there into the Li Ming. Real quick, Li Ming did get Calamity and Dominance, so she really needs these resets. And she really needs enough poke that she can take advantage of that Calamity. And here you can see the power of an Illidan. Granted, the fort is not attacking him while he has evasion up, which is, you know, more frustrating if you're not the Illidan team. Oh, look at that hook. It gets the Diablo. That was a beautiful scout from that Nova. Oh, and the triple tap gets value. I'm wrong if I'm making fun of triple tap. Sorry, guys. Okay. Meanwhile, Team Kael'thas got a boss, which is marching to this keep. So now there's an interesting scenario here. I think they'd send the Illidan to deal with boss. Yep. There he goes. And Team Kael'thas is going to get themselves a free tribute, thanks to this boss call. So there's the defense, there's the tribute, and here's some scuffling. Alright, we got Diablo in top lane trying to get back all of them souls. We got Murky here, just, you know, scouting out the team, poking. I do love the idea of this Nova being so aggressive that it can help Stitches hit those hooks. Let's see if that continues. Team SFW has recovered all of their experience gap and more. So Team Kael'thas is going to go for camps. Nova comes down and just pokes at Lucio. Just trying to catch the rotations of the enemy team. Murky goes for an aggressive camp here because he can. Diablo gets caught by the hook. The Morales grenade misses though, and there is no follow-up. I believe if this Naz is not careful, that is a dead Naz. Let's see. Here comes the zoning and the hunts. Oh, beautiful stasis. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, they managed to get them. The murky fish are going to be the death of them now. Oh, Lucio keeps them all alive. Beautiful. Here comes the triple tap and the protected. That was a bit of a misplay, though, with Diablo taking the shots when Varian could have used his protected status there. In any case, kudos to Kael'thas. That Lucio staying alive was gorgeous. That turned that fight around. They did not get the objective, but they also did not lose the team fight, and I would say they're in a stronger position to push at this point. Looks like they're going to try to push some mid. They could not catch the Morales. Varian does have the, what, 15-second taunt? No, 20-second taunt. 16-second taunt cooldown. So he is, if he can catch anyone out of position, they should be able to just absolutely chunk them down.
Shall we see if that is enough tribute this time.
It's hard to hook a Lucio, man. Appreciate the try. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Illidan was trying to solo boss and decides maybe that's not the best idea when the tribute spawns right here. We got Nova coming straight on in. We got Stitches is not set up to deny this with a hook. Although, interesting. So it hit. I mean, I've never tried to throw the hook through the actual objective or the tribute. But good to know that the tribute will stop it if your warriors don't stand in the way of the hook. Okay. Here we go. So, Team Kael'thas is pushing this fort, and they have a full 5-man rotation on them. The taunt goes on the Morales. Morales is down, but what is the cost? We have lost they have lost all their backline heroes. Triple Tap comes out and takes out their Lucio. Can they get the Stitches though? Oh, Varian gets the taunt onto the Nova. You'll notice that Nova did wait for taunt to hit the Morales before triple tapping, so that is unfortunate. Diablo's back because he had 100 souls. Nova's going to steal a camp, and the split push from SFW continues. And here's Illidan soaking up all the shots with his passive. The curse hits. This could be a double keep curse. Let's see. Luckily, Nazebo is back up, and he is a great defender. Let's see. I'm just real curious to see this interaction with Lucio Li Ming against the Illidan. Alright, the taunts. Beautiful. Unfortunately, Morales was there in time. Okay. Nazebo's getting some free defense. Lucio goes down with a beautiful hook. Li Ming comes down, and now Illidan is just going to town, while the team of Kael'thas just slowly tries to walk out again. Alright, and now, it doesn't matter how early it is. You have an Illidan, you could take the core. Well, I guess, actually, you could take it as soon as you kill the fort, which is what they do. Or, sorry, keep. Alright. Now, we get to experience the magic of Illidan on core. The little fishies are out, crawling all over everybody. I think everyone's going to die except Illidan, but they have managed to keep off all the defenders. They're going to win it 3-0. Yeah, I agree with the comments. Oh, so Tribute won't stop it. He just didn't have the range. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see. I mean, it didn't make it to Fishing Hook, but I don't think he would have gotten it anyway. Yeah. Okay. Right. For the Stitches thing. Also, I agree with everybody. There should have been far more sprays and taunting going on from both teams during that match. That was just shameful. You know, they put sprays in the game for a reason. Yeah, so here's some numbers for those of you who like numbers. Good to see Stitches is top damage dealer for his team, and that Naz was really getting it done in terms of DPS there. So kudos to both teams. Again, you know, it was a 3-0, but it was still fun games. So congrats to everybody, and looking forward to another HOTS tournament in the future. Thanks everyone for watching.